Cutting right to the chase, today is April 27. Basically hadn't any sleep at all this night. I went to sleep like, 7 a.m., something like that. And then I suddenly woke up to the news flash that my father would be here. My parents, they're not together since I was a little child. They divorced pretty soon in my life. And I was told that my father would arrive, any minute now. That's how my mother said it. It's never a good time when they're both together, right? The thing is about divorced parents, they only come together for, uh, your birthday, maybe to celebrate your birthday. Or maybe not even that. You gotta choose one or the other to spend your birthday with, right? And then, you compensate, choosing another day to do another thing with your other parent. So it's either your birthday or, when something's really fucked up. And, well, it's not my birthday. So my father arrived, and we all, sitting on the coffee table. He basically looked me in the eye and told me he spoke with my mother last Thursday. Basically, they came to the conclusion that the situation is just so stressful. The situation is just so extreme that I I got 30 days to change my life around, or I gotta I or I'll be homeless. I mean, not homeless. They know, from since I started since I started my first job, I've been saving money, so they pretty much know I could, survive for at least some weeks. So yeah, they know that. But yeah, I'll pretty much have to, when they asked me what did I think about it at the end of the rant, uh, I was like, you know, maybe maybe if I was you, I would be doing the same thing to me. So I don't think you guys are wrong at all, because you see the things that I have to, the things that I gotta fix in these following 30 days. Yeah, well, the things I gotta the things I gotta fix in the following 30 days. It's like are issues that I got since I was a little kid. Anyway, fucking man. I it all began when I didn't show up at work as usual. There's not a single week where I can complete where I can complete it without, going upset at least once or twice. And that's kind of awful if you ask me, but I got this issue, man. I got those issues, and putting that shit in words is just so difficult. It's just so fucking difficult, man. Anyway, I got 30 days to basically do the opposite of everything I've been doing until this very day. You know, I, I, oh man, I don't think I'll be able to do it. I don't think I'll be able to do it, man. I can't control myself, right? I can't control myself, man. I won't be able to do it, man. I should be able to do it, but I should be able to do it, but I feel like I'm not, right? Life keeps I know it's not life's fault, man. It's my fault. I keep, convincing myself through my actions, or, the lack of actions, that I don't think I can do it to this point, man. I don't think I don't feel like I can do it, right? Because it's been something that, I had to deal with my whole life, and only now that I became a grown ass man, that, because the thing is, when you're a kid, you basically get away with being lazy, irresponsible, with, having any type of issue. Really, you can get away with all of that because nothing is that serious, right? But the thing is, when you become a grown ass man, man, when you become a grown ass woman, or whatever the fuck you are, man, it's just, you start having to take accountability for everything that happens around you, and, and taking accountability for all of that shit, man. I mean, I can take accountability just fine. There was never a single moment in my entire life that I didn't blame myself for everything, but I I can't change. I can't seem to change, man. I just can't seem to fucking change. I can't seem to fucking change. You know? Because I got this thing with failure, Sometimes I feel like everything was just a big failure by my part, right? I feel like everything I've ever done just ended up being a complete fucking failure. Like I couldn't ever succeed because of the things I lost, and the things that happened to me, Since I was a kid, it was a revelation that, I had. And one of these days, when some weeks ago, when I was thinking about it, man, I had, I was depressed since I was a child. I mean, I wasn't completely depressed, but I had depression since I was a child. And, it's not that kind of depression that you just, oh my god, I'm sad and I need attention. No, man, I never really wanted attention in my life. Not this type of attention. I wanted to make people laugh. That was the only type of attention I was seeking when I was a kid. But the thing is, I had this this sadness, and from time to time I would have an outburst of sadness, and I would say things that I didn't mean, and say things because I was feeling this way at that time. I would say things, horrible things. I'm convicted that I won't kill myself. I'm convicted that I won't unalive myself in any way ever. But you know when sometimes the idea just doesn't sound. Anyway, so yeah, enough with that bullshit, man. Come on. Anyway, so put yourself together. Put yourself together, man. So and it all happened because I got this trigger, right? About this failure thing, that whenever anyone comes at me and reprehends me for something that I did, I did wrong, or something that I didn't do but I should have done. And people come at me and ask me to take accountability for a mistake I did. I mean, it's not for the accountability. It's just for the fact that they just point the finger at your face, and they keep doing this, right, to your face. They keep doing that in your chest about the thing that you did. And I had this trigger. I have this trigger about this because whenever people whenever people do that to me, even though they're right, and they're completely in the right, they should be doing it. People have to take accountability and listen to their mistakes, and and do different in the future. Learn from that and do differently in the future. But the thing is, when people start doing this to me, I feel like I sometimes I just crash the fuck out, and I crash out because what the fuck do you mean I failed again, right? What do you mean I fucking failed again, man? Again? I failed again? I mean, I won't ever do anything right in this life, anything at all. I mean, can I be right about anything at all in this life? Can anything just brings me a feeling that I've actually won? So these these waves, these waves of emotion, right? They come in like a fucking storm. They just storm, and they flood my brain, they flood my soul, and I can't help but crash out. So there's this times where my mother and my dad, they keep pointing the fingers at me, and I'm like, and I crash out, and I'm completely in the wrong for that, man. I end up saying things I that shouldn't be said, and talking in a way that I shouldn't be talking, mostly because I am in the wrong, really. I am in the wrong. If I was in the right, I wouldn't be listening to anything at all. But I got this issue, man, with hearing. And the thing is, it's not only about failing. It's not only about this trigger of failing. It's also because I I I punish myself so much for everything, right? I punish myself so fucking much inside of me. I've always done that since whenever I thought something was my fault, even if it wasn't, even if it wasn't really, if I only thought this could be my fault, I would beat myself up over it. I would basically try to murder myself for this, metaphorically, of course. So it's like it's not only about this failure trigger, if we can call it like that. It's also because of it's also because of this. I mean, man, I'm already burning alive. You don't need it. I mean, I don't want to hear this, man. I'm already burning alive. It's like, I know, man. I know. I already know that, man. Can you stop? I already know that. I'm already I'm already beating myself over it, right? I don't want you beating myself over it too. And I crashed the fuck out, and I shouldn't. So I crashed out at them, and they came to that conclusion because nothing's changing, and even if they're changing so slowly that doesn't make any difference to the rest of the world. I mean, I changed a lot. You didn't know me. You didn't know me back then. I changed a fucking lot. I'll tell you what. This is my. I mean, hold your seats, man, because what I'm about to tell you, it's fucking. It will be, Food for the brain. This is my best version. Yeah, this is my fucking best version. I'm the best version of myself since the day I was born, right? Because, now I've reached a level of thought. I reached a level of reflection, accountability, and and second guessing, and thinking about things, and trying to get better. And I've reached a level of mind. I've reached a state of mind that I never had in my life. Because I'll tell you what, man, what I was, fucking man, that version of me is already, it's already, it's already fucking, it's gone, man. So, and now I got these issues with this one, and the thing is, I was worst. I was way worse, but I was a teenager, so I could get away with anything on that. I wasn't a grown ass man. I didn't have to take accountability for anything. I didn't have to pay any bills. I didn't have to, help anyone in my house. I didn't have to, reach certain expectations for the people around me, or for myself. So I could get away with being worse than I currently am. But guess what? It seems like I can get away with being the best version of myself. So, what are we doing here, guys? What are we doing here, lads? I mean, what the fuck is that, man? The math isn't mathing, right? Anyway, I love these moments, man. I love these moments when I make those silly things, and I laugh with myself, because whenever I watch it, I laugh again, man. I'm my biggest hater, but I'm also my biggest fan, man. I laugh at all my jokes. Oh man, I'm so funny. Anyway, so yeah, man, that's basically my current situation right now, and I got 30 days, 30 days to. So yeah, that's my situation. I got 30 days to change my life around. 30 days to stop, 30 days to, stop, um, being absent in work. 30 days to, and the thing is, people have this expectations, from me. They want me to graduate or something in college. They want me to take my driver's license, but I got all of these side things, For instance, driver's license. I already tried once to get that driver's license. I always wanted to, ride bikes and shit. I love bikes. And cars. I think driving is a really cool thing, man. I really do. I wanted to drive. I wanted to have a driver's license. I just like that. It sounds cool. But the thing is, man, with with this failure thing, I'm not a I'm not someone that have complete faith in myself, right? I tend to be worried about pretty much anything, because I don't trust myself. I don't think I could do it, right? I mean I know I can do it, but I have a hard time believing in myself. Building up that confidence inside of me, that it really helps you when you, because the thing is, I believe that your perception of yourself is one of the most important things, right, for your mental health. Your perception of yourself. If you think you can do everything, you may not do everything, but you're closer to doing everything that someone that thinks they cannot do everything, right? That's how I think. And when I try to get my driver's license, I went to the I tried, I applied for, both bikes and cars. And when it was time to take the real exams, where you get to drive the car or the bike through a track, the term track circuit. I don't know how I could say this, but you got the point. Um, I failed. I was just too nervous. I was nervous. My leg was shaking, and I was like, with so much fear of failing, that I ended up failing. Right? If I only could believe in myself. If I wasn't so distracted by this fear of failing, I would have done it right. I know I would. But do you know when you just feel things and you can do anything about it? And now after I failed, every time I even thinking about applying again, I just get sick to my stomach because it became some kind of fucking trauma. I don't know, the fact that I failed in front of everyone, right? In front of everyone that believed in me, who thought I would pass. People just straight up look at me and and said, "Man, how did you fail?" Right? I mean, how do you even get this wrong? It's not that big of a deal. I mean, what the fuck, man? Of course, there was people that told me, "Man, don't give up, try again. You gotta try again, man. You do it." But the thing is, it's not really about. Of course, it has an impact, but it's not really about what people tell you. It's about what you tell yourself. And the story that I chose to tell myself that day forward is that, man, if I try to do that again, I will feel nervous again and I will fail again. And I don't want to fail. Because, the thing is, people just, take the exams before you. You see, while you wait for, in line for your time to make the exam, you're actually, you get to see the people doing it in front of you, and most of them fail, right? But the people that actually manage to get it right, and the people that do it, man, you see they live in the cars, they live in the bikes, and they just so happy, and they're celebrating, right? Like, oh my god, I did it, I did it, man, come on. Yeah, and they're all celebrating and stuff, and the people that went to to cheer for them, they get close, and yeah, you did it, come on, yeah, and everyone hugs each other and shit. And I was in line seeing all of that, and I told myself, man, I want to feel this way. I want to feel this way for once in my life, man. I actually want to feel like I want something. I actually, I'm tired. I'm sick of feeling like a failure. Of feeling like I failed again and again and again. Anyway, I don't think I'll ever post this, but 30 days, man. Oh my fucking god.